What's up, guys? Welcome back to the second live stream. I'm super happy to be back. I'm super happy to be live streaming again. Last week I was visiting my colleagues and friends at the company that I'm working for. I'm working as a product designer, as a UI UX designer for a company that is called the Peak Lab. And I visited my colleagues and my friends and wasn't able to make a live stream on Monday because I will try to make a live stream every Monday or maybe every second Monday. And yeah, I'm just super happy to be back today and to get some work done, to get some stuff done. And I'm happy that you are joining me. So everybody who's joining the live stream, maybe let's say hi in the chat. I'm really happy that you're here, and I think that tonight or today, depending on where you live, will be an awesome time because I have some cool ideas for a couple of designs that we can do today. So let me know if you're here, if you're watching this live stream, and yeah, like, how is it going? What do you feel? Let me know in the chat. By the way, guys, I added some music to the live stream. I hope you enjoy that. I hope the volume is fine and so on. And that's pretty cool. And I hope you, just enjoy and relax. I had a great time visiting my friends. I got some work done. We sat down as a team and we talked about how the past year was for us, and how we want to continue, what things we want to improve. And I think that's actually quite important. I think that's like one of the best things that you can do, to just at a certain point of time to sit down, to think about the past months or the past time, and to find like new ways, new solutions and improvements. And I'm really looking forward for 2019 because I think some pretty awesome projects will come, and I'm pretty happy to be at that company. So if you want to have a look, it's thepeaklab.com. They also have an Instagram account, and we do some awesome stuff and we design products. Awesome. So, what do you think about the idea to make live streams? As I announced in today's video, I will do these live streams for like more advanced users. So if you're new to Sketch, I recommend you to watch the new video series that I will start to do in January. So I'm currently preparing videos, recording them, and I will start to publish them in the beginning of 2019. And I'm pretty excited about that. To have like a video series for beginners and to have these live streams for pro users. All right. So what I would like to do today is to create a design, or maybe just part of it, depending on how long it will take in Sketch. Because I dream of having an app, and that app will also help you guys. I dream of having an app that is giving me project descriptions or project outlines, you know. That is like, I click a button and then I get a project outline. For example, I get a project outline from Apple. Like, it's just a fictional project. It's not a real project, of course. I get a project outline, and the project outline is telling me things like the company that I work for. It's telling me stuff about the project, and it's of course also telling me the exact outcome. Like, do they want an app or a logo or something like that? Because I need to have like a idea source, you know. I did like over 200 videos, and I would love to make new tutorials in Sketch and new videos in live streams as well. But sometimes it's quite hard to get new ideas. Sometimes it's quite hard. And I think and I think it's pretty good to have like a source of ideas. And yeah, I would love to just create an app for that that's giving me outlines, giving me random ideas for design projects. So I see that there was some streaming problems, and I want to notify the people that the stream is actually occurring, so they can watch it. So I just notified them that they can reach the live stream using a certain URL, because I think, I don't know, sometimes, guys, I need to tell this to you, YouTube is making it so hard for creators to just do a live stream, you know. I'm not really sure why they are making it this hard for people to do a live stream. I'm really wondering what they think. You know, you get a certain key and you add this key to your streaming software, which I did. And then they suddenly, I don't know, they don't use it anymore, or it's not working, you know? So in case you're, you just showed up, in case you just joined the live stream, I will do these probably every week or every other week. And these are for the more pro and advanced users, and the videos that I will make, the videos that I will record will be about the basics of Sketch and the basics of creating a design. And we will start today with this app that is giving me project outlines to get ideas for videos, and I think it can be also helpful to you. So yeah, that's definitely something I wanted to tell you, because sometimes you need to design projects, you need to design apps without having a real project in front of you. Maybe you're just starting out and you don't have any projects or clients yet, then you should still design something. Like, I made a video about it, I call it fake design projects. Basically, you're thinking about a company, Microsoft, Apple, or something like that, and you think about a product or a project that they want you to design. Imagine they want you to redesign the apple.com website, something like that. It can help you to practice design, to learn design as a beginner. But sometimes if you're like designing already like a freelance designer, or you're working as a designer at a company, it can get quite hard to not just focus on the projects that you have to do for a certain client, but it's also important to just design for yourself, or to just design for fun, you know? And I think this app can help you to get an idea for a design that you have to create. So the app will give you a project outline, and it will be probably those project outlines will probably be for app projects only in the beginning, but I'm thinking about adding web design projects, adding logo design projects. But at first, our first step, you know, is to create a basic design. So, and I think this app basically needs like a splash screen, and I would love it to have an introduction screen, like the main screen. And the idea is pretty simple. You click a button, and like a random process gives you this outline. So we have a main screen with the button, and we have a screen that is revealing the project outline. So you get a project screen here as well. And of course, there will be like a cool transition between the main screen, between the splash screen to the main screen, and then from the main screen clicking the button to the project screen. It's pretty simple, and I think I need to add some more stuff like settings or stuff like that, but it's pretty basic, pretty straightforward. So maybe you guys can help out in the comment section. some people are asking what project I'm talking about, maybe you can just write that down so I can focus on the video. But anyway, just to repeat it really quick, I want to create an app that gives me random project outlines and random design ideas so I can design something for fun, for practice, and for these videos. So let's jump in. Okay, we have a splash screen and I don't really know what the icon or the logo will look like, but I know that I want to call it design proj, like design projects. And of course it shouldn't be red. I would love to have a grayish color here. And let's choose a cool font, you know, maybe something like that, or a black. Make it a little bit bigger. That looks kind of cool. I really like these old fonts. I think they have something. I never really used it. I just saw the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas logo, and I remembered that when I was a kid, when I was playing this game, that I really enjoyed and liked the font, and I haven't really used it in one of my design projects. And I will do a design. Sorry guys, here is my monitor. I think you should see it right now. We have a, sorry guys, we have a splash screen, a main screen, and a project screen, and those will be the whole app from the beginning. We have a splash screen which will contain the logo, and we will design those screens now. This is basically one of those old written fonts, and I saw it on the GDA San Andreas logo. I really liked it and I want to use it again. I don't know, maybe we can add something like a description here, or we can make a little background pattern, or add an unsplash image. That would be also cool, but it really depends. Maybe I will keep it more simple, and maybe I will just keep it like that, to have basic colors, but not too much all on this splash screen. It's just for introduction and it won't be visible for such a long time. So maybe let's make it a bit darker. Something like that. Okay, and I would love to, to copy it and have it on the second screen, on the main screen as well. Boom, here we have it. Let's put it to the top, and let's also, let's make sure that it's aligned centrally like that, and we can also decrease the font size a bit, have it like that. Let's check the padding like that, and of course let's also add the iOS bars, the, how is it called? Oh god, iOS navigation status bar. I want to have a black version of it, and boom, there we have a basic status bar. We have the logo, and all I need actually on this first screen is to have a button that is allowing me to do something like starting the procedure to get a random project. So not sure if I want to work with an outline button. Just like, I like exploring a bit, so I'm just filling, doing this and that, changing the size, and we can align it centrally. I want to group this up. I call this button, and this is the button background. And let's add some text. Get a project. But for the button, I would love to get a different font. So maybe just go for Roberto or go for San Francisco Pro Display. I think I will go and transform it so we have all caps, and also make the size of it a little bit smaller. And if I tap out, it gets like that. Let's make sure it's aligned to the button as well. And let's make sure that it looks cool. So let's try out some different weights as well. I think that looks kind of cool. So I will keep that, but I want to try out a different button with a fill. So I made a copy of the button itself, and I will grab the logo color. Let's go like that. It's this one. Add a document color because we will probably use it more often. And I can simply add a fill and get rid of the border. And I can also change the color to white. This looks also cool, and will probably get the job done. Let's maybe play with the round corners a bit. And yeah, to some of you this might look really basic, and I pretty much understand that. What I was trying to say is the video series about Sketch basics will be even more basic, you know. It will be about showing the UI of Sketch, showing and describing what symbols are and those kind of stuff. Of course, in those live streams, we will also design and use pro and advanced things, software and so on. But every design starts pretty basic, and I think that's the reason you're thinking that this is basic. I mean, of course, the first steps of such an app are basic, but we will of course also animate this design in principle, and I think that really requires some understanding of design and of those apps. This is just for getting a rough idea of how the app can look like, you know. So it is a basic app, a really minimalistic, simple app design. I think I will leave it like that for the second, but I will also copy the elements of our first screen and paste it on the project screen, and I will put the button at the bottom like that. And I will make it a little bit smaller. So let's do it like that. And we still have the ability to get a new random project. So we will call it get a different project. I will maybe change the text again, but for the first draft it's just fine to have a basic text like that. Alright, the next thing for this project screen right here is that we need to create the project outline. That's part of the project screen. So we need a logo. So we need to go and grab a logo. Maybe we go for the Apple logo and say we are designing for Apple. Just like that. We can save it up and put it in our design like that, because this is our random client. Let's make it a bit smaller. Add it to the middle. And yeah, I think this is a little bit too big. Let's reduce the size a bit. Just like that. This will be our first client, so maybe we need to add some lines that are separating our logo or our top navigation bar from the content itself. But I will keep it like that for the second and probably change it up in a few minutes. But for now it looks okay. Let's group this up and call it content. And this is the client logo. Something like that. Okay, let's close our browser window. And of course we also need a name, the company name. I'm gonna grab and copy my design projects layer because it's centered already. But of course the font should be the same as this one right here, SF Pro Display. And it's always starting in black, which is a pretty big weight. And this is Apple. That's our client. Then I would like to have a paragraph of the company, like a short description of what they do. And I think we can just place this down here. I want to have this black and white minimalistic look, you know. Place it right here. Add or change it to fixed. And drag it all over here. I'd love to have a better spacing. 40 pixels. And okay, we have to reduce it by 5. Now it's fine. It's not centrally aligned. And now I would like to add some text. And we need to upgrade graph data or what? No. Let's add some articles. Yeah, it's fine. Let's add technology. Of course, it's way too big. Let's reduce the size. Have a small company introduction. So don't care about the text. It's just for the purpose of having a dummy text, you know. And it's way too much text actually. Maybe just do 3 lines of text. Like that. And let's also increase the line height so you can read it better. And yeah, I think that looks good already. Maybe the next thing is to have a list of tasks. For example, creating a app design and another text field of describing the project, the tasks that we have. So I would love to have a new article on technology, and we just put it in here like that. Maybe let's increase the weight so you can really distinguish, so you can really see the difference between the introduction text and the headline of our project or the task that we are going for. You can also delete this one. And yeah, we have a basic project description. This can be even longer, and maybe I will also add some arrows so we can expand the text if it's bigger, you know. And this is basically what we need here. Maybe let's go back. I want to have a bigger project description. This one looks much better right now. like that. All right. And let's go back and change this up again. Medium. All right. So we have an app design and they want to describe it somehow. What we could do as well is to add a link to their website. So we have like apple.com right here, and we want it to be medium as well. I'm not sure, I will maybe just stick it right there. Looks pretty cool. And maybe let's add a line so we get a better view, a better space between the company description and the task that we are going for. So maybe decrease the visibility of that a little bit, just like that. And I think we are good to go. Awesome. So let's check that. Okay. So this is the basic layout. Of course we have to style it now. It looks super minimalistic, even too minimalistic for me. And I think we can add some cool elements and stylings to this as well, because it looks more like a prototype or wireframe to me, you know, and not like a full working app. What we can do is to just try out some new things with the logo. So I will group it and play with the logo itself. Maybe let's decrease it a bit and go for a different kind of design here. We could leave it like that. It looks also good. But how about adding a border around it? Something like that. No fill, just our basic line. And it should be smaller, like around that. And our company should be in here centered, maybe. We can then decrease the visibility of it again. Maybe something like that. I think that looks kind of cool. We can also add a background image, but I'm not too sure what we could choose. So we could choose like a Mac or a iPhone graphic for the background. But I think this looks also kind of cool. Let me do a copy of this artboard, and let me also do it like that. So we can have our first idea or our first try on the project. Basic screen, and this is project 2, in which in this artboard we will try to get a different design. Oh, come on. Layer selecting is working better than it was back a few years, but it's still sometimes not that easy. Okay, so this one looks a bit cleaner to me. We have a better distinction of the content of the logo, and it's not like full randomness because this screen looks kind of random. What I could also think of doing is to add a description of design project in here. So if we move the button down a bit, like that, we could say that we want to have a copy in here, a text centrally, and it's going to be like a headline, a technology headline. Just some dummy text, you know. But it's not long enough, so I will go for a real article again. And I will add and delete the text that is, oh, it's so much text. Like that, it's too much text. Let's reduce it. 3 lines is enough. Just like that. This is basically some introduction text for the app. Let's make it a bit bigger and let's change the position of it. This is content. Like that. Imagine something like a project description of design project will be in here. Something like, I don't know, get your design inspiration and education projects in this app. Something like that. Okay. So we have our basic design. I'm not sure if, I am not sure if I want to add a navigation bar. We could have it like that, which would mean we can get rid of the status bar. But it also means that we have to add our title in here. So I'm gonna unlink this one from and detach it from the symbol. Because in that way we can get rid of the title and splash our own one in there with a different text size. Something like that. I think we can also hide those 2 elements and change the color to white. Now, if the user scrolls, it should be... Yes, we have a background blur right here. So imagine the user is scrolling our content. Oops, sorry. The content is now below our bar. The user is scrolling through it and you see that we have this nice translucent, transparent view. And I really like that effect. I think Apple did a good job on that. So I think that looks cool. The logo is a bit small, I think. Maybe we should increase the size of the logo a bit again. And it's the only content in our navigation bar at the moment, so I think it's just fine having it like that. The logo can of course also be quite colorful, or maybe let's try the idea that I had about adding a background image for the logo space. So I'm going to choose Unsplash for our design source, and we have some cool design resources here. Maybe just let's download this graphic by Michael, and let's add it into our design. Drag it in here and boom. Let's mask this one. No, it's in the wrong folder, sorry. It has to go in here. Now let's mask this one and add a ignore underlying mask to the rest of the content. But of course we have to resize the image. Let's resize it and check out how it looks. So let's drag it in. I gotta say, it looks way better than I thought. So I'm pretty sure we will go for something like that. So we have a design like this, and I probably reduced the opacity of it, so it's not really interfering our actual content. Maybe like that. It looks so good in this size. Maybe you have some ideas what we can do to have a better visibility of the text and of the logo, and still have, I don't know, the client right there. Okay, maybe let's try something else. Let's increase the size of our rectangle and drag them down a little bit. And let's add a fill color, a fill gradient that can be black or can also be white. I'm going for the white one. And in this case, maybe let's go and get rid of the border. In this case, we see a cool photo, product photo of the company. And we are still able to see the actual logo of it. But I think the Apple logo is a bit too big. So let's make it smaller and let's realign it. Logo. Like that. Align it centrally. And here we are. I think that looks kind of cool already. Let's check the gradient again. Maybe reduce the gradient a bit, like that. And I think there was like an option in Sketch to smooth gradients. But I'm not sure if this really did something. Nevertheless, I have the feeling that it's not really working actually. But I gotta say, this looks much cooler than our project, our first draft version, you know. Thanks for the suggestion in the comment to add a different layer. I think you were trying to say the same, to have just a fill and to have a better separation. I really like the kind of design that we are doing right here. I want to have it basic, but still creative and exciting to use, you know. So maybe let's try out what it will look like if the user is scrolling. And yeah, we have this nice transparency effect. I just love that. And what we will do, about the button at the bottom right here. We need to find a solution that once the content is just, there's like too much content, we need to figure out what the button will look like, you know. Because right now it's just above the content, it's not looking that good. So, I don't know, do we want to have the button, do we want to have a button that is visible all the time? Or do we want to hide it, and once the user is scrolling down to the bottom of the project, to make it visible? We could also do something else, like adding a button to our navigation bar. So I have material design icons, which I would love to use in this project. So we need to have this one right here. Oh no, this is undo. I would like to have something like redo. Where is the redo button? I guess it's something like that. It's like the same. Let's go back to our project. And we can add this one to our navigation bar, like that. Oops. like that. So this is not about undoing something, but redoing something. I hope that's like understandable. Redo. In this case, or like, this would really help us not to have such a big button on the project screen. Let's move this down right here because we want to use it again. Okay, so this is the basic app. We can add a background image to this screen right here as well, or to the splash screen. But it also looks, this one I think the splash screen looks pretty awesome. Just the logo, black and white. But I'm not sure about the main screen. I'm not really sure what we could do there to make it look cooler, you know? Maybe I should increase the line height a bit. But I don't know. I'm happy with the splash screen and the project screen so far. But what about the main screen? Maybe we'll leave it like that for a second. What we could also do, what I just thought about, is to have an icon for each category. You know, now we have app design here, and we could add like a phone. We could add a phone, or if we have a web design project, we could add a screen of a like computer. And we have some devices right here. So why not using them and adding them to our screen? Like that. And let's go and move the project name a bit. Like that. 10 pixels distance. And let's see. Yeah. Let's change it up. Like that. And make sure the alignment is okay. So let's go and reduce this by 1 pixel. Like that. And I think this looks kind of what I wanted to do. I think we need some more spacing now. And maybe even increase the spacing to the project description. I think that can look much better. I didn't hand out the sketch licenses yet, so if you try to receive it, because you watched the latest video that came out today, in which I'm giving away 2 sketch licenses, then I will hand out the sketch license on the 21st of December, so right before Christmas. Just go over to watch the video after the live stream ended. And if in case you don't own Sketch yet, then just comment down under the video and you are in the box to win one of the 2 licenses. So I didn't hand them out yet. You still have the chance to participate and to win it. Okay, I think this one looks kind of cool already. I gotta say I liked that we had a button down here. Maybe I will do something, try something out. So this is going to be project 3, our 3rd try, and I will try to work with the button again. And we can hide the undo or redo button. So we have this button down here, but what are we going to do because of the content, basically the content behind the button? isn't really visible. We could add a background blur to give some context, and we need to reduce the size, the opacity of the button, which could help. Something like that. And once the user again is scrolling by selecting the content, so I'm just trying to see how it will look like once content is underneath the button. I like how the scrolling looks. I like how the scrolling looks, and I like the background transparency, but I'm not sure because of the content behind. Maybe we will do like the same trick that I did on the background image for our logo. Maybe let's add some fake rectangle and give it a gradient that is also from white to white, and that is hiding the text a little bit, you know? This is hiding or making the text kind of invisible. Like that, and we have to change the gradient so that it starts somewhere right here, like at the beginning of our button. And maybe we can even make it like that. Okay, I think that's great. Get a different project and you have like this background. Now that we have the background, we don't need to change the opacity. But now let's test it. So if the text looks like this, then the button is not getting into the view of the text. I think that's like a good solution. We could also do it like that. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion in the comment in the chat. We could increase the size of the logo and bring it down a bit so the screen is not that empty. Why not? So let's try it out. The logo on the splash screen has a font size of 50 pixels or 50 points, and yeah, I think 40 points could be quite good. To have a bit smaller logo that is somehow related or more related to the content that we give. Like that. I gotta say, this looks much better. Maybe I want to decrease the content, the text size a little bit, but I think 16 points look good. Yeah, I think that was a great improvement. Thanks a lot. My thoughts on Figma. I still don't know how to pronounce it yet, because if you say Figma in German, it's a phrase that you probably shouldn't use in public, or you could use it for fun, of course, but it basically says something like I'm not sure if it's allowed to say stuff like that on YouTube, but it's like F yourself, or let's F, you know. So yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it yet, but my thoughts on the actual app are that I like the idea that it's web-based, so you can use it on Windows, you can use it on Mac, and you can take it anywhere. But this can also be a downside because I like to have my designs on my Mac, you know, on locally stored, or I don't know. I like the idea to have my designs locally. I can drop them into Dropbox, but I still have the local version of it on my PC, and that means I'm not, like, for example, I ride the train sometimes, and I'm not sure if I could work on Figma while riding the train, actually. I'm not sure if they have like an offline version, but Sketch could be used offline pretty good, so it's no problem at all to use Sketch offline. Okay, so you can work offline in Figma, that's cool. I don't know, at this point maybe it's just preference, because there are also some other design apps out there, like Adobe XD or InVision Studio. I gotta say, I'm happy with the development of Sketch. I like that they have the dark mode now, and the support of Sketch and the community behind Sketch is just so big. It's like switching from Photoshop to a different app a couple of years ago, like 10 years ago, you know? It's hard, and at the moment I don't really know if I want to switch my apps, because my process is great in Sketch. I'm fast, I'm like able to execute everything I want. There are also many plugins that are extending the features of Sketch, and I really like that. I haven't seen the auto animate feature on Adobe XD. Maybe that's something we can explore in one of the next live streams. I think that's quite a cool idea, actually. I'm always open to try new apps. I gotta say, for me, for my personal designs, for my I don't know, for my fun projects, I could use every different app that is out there, but when it comes to clients and to the company that I work for, I need to make sure that everyone, like the developers or the clients or the product managers, that they get a file or a design that they can work with. So if I, for example, use Zeppelin, I use Zeppelin very often, actually on a daily basis, because it helps me to collaborate with developers. I can, if you don't know it, it's this icon right here, zeppelin.com. Zeppelin is an app that is giving the developer or presenting my designs to the developer in a good way, because they can add comments and they can, I don't know, export assets, like for example this logo right here or the icon right here. They can instantly see the spacings. So for example, here's a padding of or a margin of 20 pixels, and the developer could easily check that out. And that's something Sketch and Zeppelin are offering. I'm not sure if Zeppelin is also available for Adobe XD. Let's maybe check it out. Oh no, it's not zeppelin.com, sorry. It's Zeppelin.io. Zeppelin extensions, Adobe XD. Okay, so apparently Zeppelin is available for Sketch, Adobe XD, Figma and Photoshop. So yeah, Zeppelin is available for those apps as well. So I don't know. I think Sketch is having a couple of features Adobe XD or Figma isn't having, and on the other side probably Figma has a couple of features Sketch isn't having. I think at this point maybe it's just about preferences. It's just about what do you like, what is helping your design process, and what is the environment, like the company for example, that you are working for. What kind of software are they using? I hope they are not stuck in Photoshop. That's not a good sign. but maybe that can be a tip for you. Just focus and look at what your colleagues or what your clients are using and how you can present your designs or hand them over in the best way possible. And for me at the moment, that's definitely Sketch. And I really like working in Sketch and see the development of it. Maybe that is answering your question. I never used Adobe Illustrator for designs. I started designing in Photoshop and then I switched to Sketch. And I'm happy that I didn't use any other Adobe apps, because I know that many people used Illustrator, or they used Adobe, what is it called? Fireworks or stuff like that. So there were a couple. InDesign, yeah, InDesign is an app that people used, and that's great. So should you use InVision for sharing your designs, or should you switch to Avocode or Zeppelin? It really depends. I share my designs on Zeppelin all of the time. So if I have a new design, a new design ready for sharing, then I always share it on Zeppelin, so my developers can get access to it. I sometimes also prepare a prototype on InVision or on Printable. Yeah, Principle's down here. I use InVision for more basic prototypes that are just for clicking through something and getting a basic impression of the prototype of the app. And when I design a prototype in Printable, it's more about the detailed animations and detailed screen transitions. You know, that's the reason why I use Printable. And what I wanted to say is, I'm using the prototyping software that is helping myself to execute the best design possible. So sometimes it's InVision for basic prototypes. Sometimes I need to hand over detailed animations to get an impression of the app. That's when I use Printable. And I think it's the same for this project here as well. We designed this one in Sketch, but I want to animate it in Printable. What I want to animate is to animate the splash screen with a logo transition and also a little fun animation of how the project outline is flying into our project screen. But I think that's something I want to do in the next live stream. We created the basic design and I think I will edit it. I will sleep a night and come back to design, look at it and try to figure out what I want to change, what I want to add to it. And after that, I would like to animate it in Printable. So in one of the next live streams, I will make a Printable animation, as long as like for this live stream, I think this is it for now. I hope I could also answer some of your questions. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked that we jumped into Sketch to create a project that I really want to develop. So I'm working together with a friend and he said that he is really interested in developing this app. So I think this could really be a fun project. And it could help you, because it's not just for me. We will probably release it on the App Store as well, for you to get an idea for design practice. You get a project outline, and oh guys, I got so many cool ideas for this app. I want to make challenges, make a rating system for those designs, and I can really see myself and the community, you guys basically, that we are using this app to share project ideas and to create designs and to make weekly challenges and to just have fun practicing and to just, I don't know, improve ourselves. So this is basically what we did today in this live stream. I'm really hoping you enjoyed it. Sorry for a couple of projects at the beginning of the live stream. I'm still trying to figure out stuff, and it worked better than it was in the first one. We have music in today's live stream, which is awesome, and I think I will really improve in the next live streams as well. So I just want to say thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching the videos, and we see us in the next live stream. I hope you just had a cool time watching me design. And in the next one, as I said, we will be animating this one in principle and doing some other cool stuff, of course. So, okay, have a nice day, enjoy your time, stay designing, and just have a cool week. Thanks, guys, and we see us in the next live stream. Bye.